What is going on YouTube? Today we got the Colonel and I got a big crunch, some tenders, and some fries. So let's get into it. The fries, the tenders here, and the sandwich. Originally I was gonna get the fries and burger, but I was like, maybe that's not enough food. Then I got tenders, and tenders were like 10 bucks. So, you know, maybe I should not have got tenders. So, all right, so here's the sandwich here. It looks pretty good. Not much going on, but looks pretty good. Before we get started, just remember to watch the end to get my full review of the sandwich. Let's go for chew. Wow, that is a lot better than their regular chicken. I like that. Nice dense piece of chicken. I guess it's got like a cheese sauce going on. I don't know what sauce that is. Whatever it is, I really like it. It's like got like spice to it too. Not like crazy spice, but a good amount of spice. They originally forgot to give me my tenders even though I ordered it, because clearly he was distracted. And then I was like, oh, you forgot the tenders, and I paid because it was like 11 bucks. And I'm like, okay, I forgot the tenders. And that's where I found it ended up being like 10 bucks more. It's okay. And she didn't give me any sauce with it, even though I asked for plum sauce. So sad, but first bite of the tenders here. Both the tenders and the burger, or I guess cheese sandwich, are nice and crunchy. I like both these a lot. I like them way more. And they're like drumsticks and thighs or whatever. Big Crunch is super underrated. That's good. Seasoned well too. Nice brioche bun. I like that sauce. That's good. That's good. How was your guys' day? Mine wasn't too bad. I actually saw a movie recently. I haven't done a movie review in a while, but you know, I did see one, and let's talk about it. So, I wanted to go see a movie called One of Them Days, and it's basically like I think the description said it's like a buddy comedy. Basically, the movie's pretty similar. It's like a woman version of Friday. Basically, you got Keke Palmer, you got SZA, right? One of them's like, I guess the more logical friend, which would be Keke Palmer, who feels like she's being held back by SZA, and SZA's like the lackadaisical, like, oh, she's not dumb, but sometimes she doesn't like think about like consequence stuff like that. And basically, they have to make money for rent, which they do. But Keke Palmer, I'm just gonna go by their names in the movie. So it's Drew, who's Keke Palmer, and Alyssa SZA. So Drew gives Alyssa the money to pay for rent, but then Alyssa, who doesn't have the best like decision making skills, gives it to her boyfriend to pay the landlord. But the boyfriend is like a bum. Like a complete idiot. And he ends up spending the money on like his like t-shirt brand. So they go try getting it back. Having trouble finding him, but they eventually find him He's at another girl's house. So essentially he's breaking to that girl's house to try to find him, and he's there, but he doesn't have the money. And then they end up semi-jumping the girl in her house. And then it's like kind of like a wild goose chase of like her trying to find them to get her get back. And then like a bunch of events happen where they try to like, you know, get the money back because now they have no money. So they try going to like a payday loan where Cat Williams is there. And that's one of my favorite parts in the movie where they're talking to this like lady at the payday loan place, and she's like basically making fun of him for having a really bad credit score, and they're like arguing with her, and the payday lady is like deny because just like they have really bad credit. Drew's like a waitress, so she doesn't make that much money, and SZA doesn't have a job, she just like makes art and stuff. So they end up leaving that place. I'm going to try donate blood. I'm gonna go try donate blood, which is another really funny part in the movie because the movie's actually really funny. Like, I'll give it that. Like, the nurse who's like doing the blood, taking the blood out of her, used to be a stripper. She's like not confident in her job, so she convinced Drew to, you know, take out more blood so you get more money because you get $70 for each pint of blood. And then SZA comes out and she's like, why did you take so much blood from her? So she takes it out, and then the blood starts spraying everywhere on like all these people. So they don't get paid for the blood because they just wasted it and destroyed all of it, but they get 2 gift cards to Church's Chicken. So go there and they run into this guy that Drew likes, and then she goes in there with him, in the car with him, and then Alyssa ends up leaving, and she's like, okay, let me go find out how to make this money for rent. So she ends up going and finding retro Jordans on like a pole. She's like trying to climb up it, and then Drew finds her with the guy that she's with, and they're like, get down from the pole. She ends up getting the Jordan. She has to electrocute. They fall down and end up in an ambulance, and then they run out the ambulance because they don't want to pay that $2,000 bill, because what I'm hearing, it's not the first time I'm hearing it. In the States, you guys got some expensive like medical fees. Like, I know it's bad, but like $2,000 for an ambulance is insane. They post the shoes, and then they end up finding a buyer who they sell to for $1,500. Mind you, all this time, the girl and the boyfriend, like, or I guess her ex-boyfriend now, are trying to find her, and are like trying to like jump her because they like jumped her in her house. So Drew has like an interview that she needs to go to, so she ends up going to it, and then SZA's like waiting there, or Alyssa, I keep calling her by her actual name, or I guess her second name, and she's like trying to get like the fruit from like a fruit stand or something like that, like Alyssa is, while Drew does the interview, which she kills, by the way. And then she ends up trying to make the boyfriend jealous, so she sends a picture of herself with like the fruit stall guy, like as like a selfie. And then I guess it shows the place that they're at in the background, so they end up finding her and like jumping SZA there, right where she's doing her interview. And then Drew's like, screw it. She's sorry, but she has to go help Alyssa because she's getting jumped. And they get 2v1 by this girl with like, I don't know. She's just like keeping them at bay, holding their heads, and like, I don't know, body slams them and stuff. So, classic fashion. Get angry at each other, they fight, and they go back home. And time has run out for them. Their stuff's outside, but the guy was just like, oh, get to me by 11:59. And you're not evicted, I'll put everything back. So they're just sitting out there trying to figure out what to do. And then also they get a call from the guy who, I guess it was his neighborhood where the shoes were on, and he like thinks that the money was stolen from him because they took it down from the pole. So he's like, I'm gonna come get my money, $5,000. So they end up going home, and they're just sitting on their stuff outside in the front yard. And then one of the ladies who lives in like their complex that they live in, she's like a new person there, and she's like, oh, I'm like a social media thing. I would love to buy this painting that Alyssa made. I remember I said she's a painter. It's up for $300, and they're like, oh, because she was an influencer, there's like, oh, on the spot, we're gonna try to do like a pop-up, to invite people to come. Now Drew's like, oh, we can use this as to our advantage. We can use this to kind of make the money back, to pay the guy back and get our rent. Yeah. So they set it up, make the place look nice, have the paintings everywhere, and they make like 5,200. Even the lady who was doing the interview came to it, and she's like, you know what? There's a spot open for you. You can have it if you want. She leaves, and then the guy who said he feels like his 2 shoes got stolen because he's like, I guess, runs that neighborhood. He comes with a gun, shoots in the air, and everyone scatters. And he's like trying to get his money. And they don't want to give the money. So she ends up hitting the guy with like a fridge door. He's like walking up to her, and she's beside a fridge outside because remember all of her stuff's outside, including the fridge. And then they run, they hide under a car, and then so people come. I'm gonna tell you right now, it's the payday people, because when they were waiting at the payday loan place, there's like a wall of delinquent people, and that guy was like one of the most delinquent. So Alyssa went and called them to come get him. So after that, they go back inside to their place because he's like chased off by the payday people. I guess he like spins the block and comes back, and he's like gonna shoot them in their apartment. How he knows which apartment they're in specifically, I don't know, but he's basically about to shoot them, and he slams the door behind him. And then like the ceiling falls. There's candles on the ground. Place ends up burning. And then they get saved by a team of firefighters. One of the firefighters is the guy that like Drew likes. And that's basically the end of the movie there. I thought it was really good. I thought it was really funny. Obviously, a lot of aspects of it were taken from Friday. I like the chemistry and like who they are and stuff like that. It's very Friday-esque. I think they did a really good job of it. Jokes were corny, they weren't bad. Like no lines were like corny or anything like that. Like it was a very like modern movie. Not any of the cringiness you see on social media and stuff like that. Like it was good. My only problem with the movie is that I didn't particularly like SZA's role in it. Because not that she didn't like, she did whatever job. It's not like it's like a thriller or something where she needs to like act really well. She acted just fine, but like her character wasn't really funny in my opinion. Like I didn't really laugh at the things that she did in my personal opinion, and her character was kind of there to like create problems. SZA's part, I just didn't feel like it was that great. Maybe it's like she was kind of like a nuisance. Like they put her in there just to be like a nuisance. Unless I'm forgetting something. I just seen the movie like last night, but to me, she was kind of just like a nuisance in the movie. And you're just like where's your critical thinking in like any of this? I don't know. The movie probably give it like an 8 out of 10. And yeah, with that being said, that was KFC, the big crunch and the tenders. That was delicious. I give it like, as far as like fast food goes, like an 8.5 out of 10. That was good. Crunchy, well seasoned, juicy. It wasn't like overly salty or anything like that. Had flavor. Love that sauce. It was like a cheese sauce, a little bit of spice in it. Nice bun. I wouldn't change anything. I don't even know what I'd add to it to make it better, but it's just not like the best thing I ever had, so it's like not a 10. But with that being said, remember to like, comment, share, subscribe, leave a comment down below if you ever tried to talk about. Now do that as well. Share videos inside. And yeah, let me know if you guys have had the big crunch, if you like it, if you hate it. Same with the chicken tenders. If you guys seen one of them days, I would love to hear your guys' opinions on it and if you liked it. But yeah, I'm gonna get out of here at this video. Another thing is I'm like kind of trying to make the intros a little bit quicker, so like the audience don't fall off. You know, just trying different things, and I'm like switching up kind of the thumbnails. Like the last couple ones that were done I made, so I'm just kind of trying to, you know, see where we're at, change a little bit of stuff, see if I can like optimize, get more clicks and stuff, because I really want to get monetized this year. But anyways, I'm out of here. Again, KFC, Big Crunch, and chicken tenders, 8.5 out of 10 for review, and peace.